not bad, but it turned into like a giant potato chip. Alright, today I got a quick tutorial on the Zweibox. It's a hand-launched glider, outdoor hand-launched glider, and I just recently did a Inkscape video of how I drew out the wing template. So let me show you what I got. Make this really quick, and if you want to build along, I figured I'd at least show you what I'm doing, so check it out. Alright, so Zweibox. I keep calling it Zweibox, but it's a Zweibox, right? Zweibox. Okay. Anyway. I did a tutorial on Inkscape how to draw out that wing pattern. So there's my finished pattern, and so I printed out a piece of paper and then glued it to a piece of poster board with a glue stick. So that's really handy to just lay out the template. Here are the other templates that I made, Fuselage. So parts already cut out. There's everything right here, your finger rest, rear stabilizer, rudder, or fin they're calling it. There's the wing. So even though it's a single half or just one half, you don't cut the wing, you don't make two pieces and glue it together. So this is just a reference line. So it is one solid piece. The only thing I did have to glue on are the bottom. My piece of wood wasn't wide enough, so I did glue on two bottom pieces. But that's one solid piece, so that makes it easier to sand and form out the airfoil. So that was it. So that's done. I'll show a clip. I did cut this out with a jigsaw. This is 1/4 inch balsa. That's pretty tough to cut out with a knife. The small finger rest was no problem, but that was pretty tough. So I'll throw a clip in right here of me cutting that out with a jigsaw, and you can check that out. All right, and then here we'll get back to the fuselage. That was easy, and so everything's done. The only thing the instructions call for spruce. I don't have any spruce. I have a piece of basswood, so I needed it 1/16 inch. I have 32nd, so I'm just going to laminate two pieces together. So that's what this is, and that is actually the leading edge. So I need to glue that on there. So that's it. You need some sanding blocks. This is a pretty quick build. I just wanted to let you know and show you what I'm working on. There's half of the instructions. So that's it. Yeah, I don't think I'll film the whole build. It's pretty straightforward if you just follow the directions. But I want to show you at least a step of where I'm at and the tools I'm using. So yeah, I'll get back to you when I have more to show. So, all right, man, get to it. All right, it's the next day, and I'll give you an update on the, remember? Zweibox. Okay, so what I did was the instructions called for sanding the bottom of the wing till the wood measures 0.020. So it was a 1/4 inch, right? 0.025. And then I just used some really aggressive 60 grit sandpaper on a block and sanded it down. So it's very dusty. I would recommend doing that outside. I did it indoors and actually in this little space right here, and pretty dusty. So do that outside. So anyway, I got that down. So once I did that, flipped it over. This is the upper side or the top side. Then I had to glue on the basswood that I had. So the plans called for spruce. I didn't have any, so I mentioned in the previous video that I was going to laminate two pieces of basswood together. So that's it. So you have to wet it, formed it, and I had to do it twice because there's two layers here, and let that sit overnight. So that's how I do it. I just wanted to show you. Can you see how you just kind of push it down? So eventually this airfoil will be sanded down. So there's a lot of wood that's going to come off this wing. But anyway, I just wanted to give you an update, just where you're at, and kind of just the steps I'm doing, and passing it on. So all right, that's it, and I'll get back to you when I have some more to show. All right, it's the next day. Let me show you where I'm at. A lot of sanding. So there's the wing now. Look at how thin that is. There's the leading edge. So how I did it, there's no other way to do it, but you're going to have to use a wood plane. Oops. So I was lucky I had one that worked. I had some other ones that just didn't work. I tried this one. That didn't do it. So before you start, make sure you have a good wood plane. So what I did was, you remember how thick it was in the last clip. So you taper it down. Let me grab right here. Taper from the center line out to about 1/8 inch. So do that first. Then I grab my template. So then you mark the high point, and I just see, I just put little pin pricks through there. So I did that, right, lined it up on each side, pin pricked it, right, and then flipped it over, pin pricked that side, and if you look, I don't know if you can get it on camera right here, you can still see a little highlight. So I just took a magic marker and drew out the highlight, or the high line on there. Then I used the plane again. Now remember, always work with the grain. So when you're using the plane, don't go this way, it'll just tear it up. So go with the grain. And then I worked it, so I had to take from the high point to make this thin, the trailing edge, and just worked it like that. And then did the same with the leading edge from the high point down. It takes a long time. So that's why it's the next day. And I had one little thing. Remember I glued a basswood on the edge. I had one of my lamination come loose a little bit right here. So I had to re-glue that, but that's it. And then, yeah, so this is done, but that's a lot of work. Oh, and the other thing too, when the instructions talks about a razor saw, this is the only thing I had. So I just kept marking the center line as I sanded it down and planed it down, just so I had a reference. And then I'll eventually split that. Right, so that's that. All right, so that was done. That takes a long time, and I did it up on this board. I wish I had a longer piece of glass, or bigger piece of glass, because I did the stabilizer and the rudder on this glass, and what a difference. So when I did the wing, I just did it on the corkboard, because you definitely have to raise it up. But the corkboard, if you look here, left a few marks, and yeah, not a big deal, but it's definitely easier to use a piece of glass. So the author talks about that. So here's my stabilizer. Can you see how thin that is? That has a tiny little airfoil, excuse me, little airfoil in it. There's the fin, or the rudder, super thin, and the little finger rest right up over here. So that's it. Oh, and the fuselage is tapered only on the right side, which is right here. And I tapered it down to, I think it was 1/8 inch. It's in the instructions. So that'll, when you glue the fin on, or the rudder, it puts in left turn. So I did that and tapered out the nose just a little bit right there. So the author talks about now finishing, at least that's how he did it, finish everything before you join everything up and split the wing. I'm gonna build the whole glider, and then I'll finish it, just doing a little different. And he talks about using dope and thinner. I'm gonna use a water-based product that I have. I think it's a polyacrylic water-based stuff. I've used it before on another balsa wood RC glider that I made, so I'm gonna try that. Yeah, mix it up a little bit. So that's what I have. So those are the tools you're gonna need. Oh, and sanding blocks came in really handy. I used a lot of the 60 grit to knock stuff down, the 120. But and then make sure if you are gonna build a sanding block, make sure it's wide enough to cover the wing. So that was it. So I got those. Yeah, that's it. So the next shot you'll see is this all together. So anyway, I just want to get you updated on that. And oh, real quick, when you sand the finger rest, that's hard to hang on to, so I just used a X-Acto knife and whittled it. So that was it. So all right, I'm gonna get back to this and get it together. All right, the Zweibox, is that what it's called? We're calling it. Zweibox is done. Zweibox. Okay, let me show you here. So this is before I pull this off the board. So that's how I used this board to pin the fuselage down, hold it in place while I glued everything up. Got everything together. I used Titebond for the entire build. I didn't use any CA glue. So there's the wing attached, and you can see get down here, the hedral, and I have the rear stabilizer. This side is up. They said a minimum of 1/8 inch. I probably want 1/4. So that will make this airplane turn to the left. And also you can see my rudder here is, see how I shaved that down? So that's actually kicked, that'll actually create some left rudder too. So that's it. But let me show you, this is done. I didn't do a full build on it because it's relatively easy, but if you have any questions, let me know. Right there's the bottom part. Flip it over. Oh, there's the finger rest, what that looks like. That's all fitted. So that's it. You can see how thin all the wood is once you sand it and profile it. But that's it. So put that back right here. So that's it. Done, ready to go. I let that dry overnight. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do polyacrylic, just water-based clear. Yeah, clear satin, and I'm going to throw some red into it. I've done that on a previous build. I think it's like a 50-50 mix. I'll try and see. I'll do 50 water, 50 acrylic, and a couple drops of red paint, and just to color it up and see how that works. So once I get this colored, I'm going to do red, I think, on the whole thing, so I see it, and maybe black on the bottom of the wings, so I can see it when it's flying. And then the other thing I got left to do is figure out the dethermalizer up in the front. Oh, and I have to check the CG too. So once I get all the finish on, I'll do the CG and figure out the dethermalizer. I might just run this one without one and just see what it does. I'm probably taking a chance and it'll fly away, but yeah, anyway, not sure on that. But anyway, I want to get the coating on today with a clear finish and throw some color into it, and this plane's ready for testing. So anyway, just wanted to give you a heads up, and I'll show you a final image of the airplane all colored up. So that's it. All right, I finally finished up the Zweibox. I made some mistakes. Actually almost ruined the whole airplane. So let me show you what I got and tell you what not to do. So, all right, the airplane's done. There's that red finish. We'll get right to the finish first. Whatever you do not use this stuff. I did show you in the previous clip that I was going to use a Minwax poly. When I opened it, the can was all dried out, so no good. I had this. I thought, oh yeah, that's cool. I'll just do that, right? Polyurethane water-based. Absolutely not. What it did, get back over here, it warped every single piece of wood on this airplane. So bad that I thought I was going to throw it out or start over, right? But I don't know if you can see. Let me just set that down. The tail, it's still a little curly, not bad, but it turned into like a giant potato chip. No, I'm not kidding. No joke. So don't do it. This is so thin, this wood, and from what I understand, that poly finish. Let me just get this balanced real quick. I'll show you that I got that done. But anyway, yeah, this stuff is so thick and so water. Well, I did a mix 50-50, thinking I knew what I was doing, and nope. But you know what's funny is this is kind of what I should have used, and I had this on hand. Any matte medium, any acrylic matte medium. It's a 1-to-1 ratio, and then you can add a couple drops of paint to it. But what I read online is that do like a sealing coat first, 1-to-1 ratio, and then your second coat, use sand in between, and then you would add, which I'm going to do. I'm going to do a whole video on what this actually does, because it was pretty scary how it turns balsa wood, and really thin balsa wood, into potato chips. And I haven't used this setup yet, but we'll go. But anyway, whole nother video. But yeah, so anyway, don't use the polyurethane or the Minwax stuff, not on the really thin gliders like this guy. So all right, so I saved it. It's not the greatest, but I'll show you. Oh, I did that's just magic marker or black marker on the bottom. It is done. It doesn't really feel as nice. I mean, the surface is smooth, but yeah, we're just going to turn this into a prototype airplane, test it out, and get the center of balance right here, center of gravity, and just see how it does. But anyway, take a look real quick. You see there's my pencil line, so center of gravity, and all I did was add a lead sinker that I've used in, what did I put that in? The ramrod build. So that is just, I got a pin going through it, through the center hole, and just put some glue just to kind of hold it in place. You can kind of see on that side. So that's it. So center of gravity, you can come over here and check. Hopefully you can see that all lines up. So that's where it should be. The only thing, it warped so bad. Yeah, check that out. If you can see this on camera, see my tail is jacked. I'll have to steam some of that out. That is way too high for I'll try to point under here if you can see that. That shouldn't be sitting that high. And you can kind of see my fin. Hopefully you can kind of see it. It's still pretty crooked, but I'll steam some more out. But anyway, let's just see how this flies, and that's it. But anyway, it's done for now. Let me move that out of the way. I'll have to, yeah, I'm just going to build another one. I think next time, I'm just going to go over some pointers. I'm not going to thin out the airfoil as much. Oh yeah, check that out too. It cracked. It just, this twisted, you wouldn't believe it. Cracked. I had to glue this back together. I lost up here. That whole seam split on me. I had this lamination come off. It was pretty ugly. I didn't think I could save it, but actually my wife said, hey, can't you just iron it or straighten out the wood? And I was like, oh yeah, it's all, I didn't even think of it. It was all totally wet. All I did was lay it right here on the board and throw some weights on top of it with some wax paper, and it dried pretty well. You can still see it's a little jacked, but it's okay. For now, it'll be fine to test glide this thing and just see what I need to tweak. The next one I build will definitely have the dethermalizer installed, because I had to add a lot of weight. So this design actually incorporates the dethermalizer, which, do I have a picture of it here on? Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, no, I don't have it. It's in, when you print out the instructions, you'll see photos of how this gentleman did it. But that's it. So the next thing is to get outside and throw this. I'll film that on a whole separate video. This one was just a quick build of how to build the Zweibox. The Zweibox. And hey, if you want to follow along, I think it's a cool glider. I think it'll do really well for outdoor hand launch stuff. So I don't know, something interesting, and hopefully you learned something from it. I definitely learned a lot, made some mistakes, but that's all right. We'll carry on, learn together, and keep on flying. So, all right, that's all I got today. Let me swing around, right, and that's all I got for today. So this wraps up the Zweibox build, and leave a comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Maybe you built one of these. Give it a shot. Maybe you have some tips to help me out through this, but anyway, that's it. So I'm Bill Riccio, and I'll see you in the next one.